Okay, we've got 4 more games to talk about, starting with Game 25 against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sillinger centers, they score! Matthew Olivier. Severson with room, he shoots, he scores!
Yeah, so the Canucks didn't get off to a very good start in this one. They were down 2-0 just over halfway through the first period and weren't showing many signs of turning things around. Until Captain Quinn Hughes stepped up and started swinging. Take a look at this sequence. The Canucks win an offensive zone faceoff and Hughes gets possession of the puck on the blue line. Pause. Do you see a scoring chance here yet? No? Well, neither does Quinn. So what does he do? He jukes past Blue Jackets forward Matthew Olivier to create some space for himself, and then check this out. Every player on the ice is looking at Quinn Hughes. Every single one. Including a wide open Brock Besser. The only player Quinn is looking back at. You see the scoring chance now, don't you? Well, watch this.
Round the net, sets it up for Besser, he scores!
As cool as that play was, believe it or not, it doesn't even compare to the other Quinn Hughes content I'll be covering in this video. 2-1 Columbus. Speaking of defenders, Noah Juulsen is playing extremely well lately, which is awesome to see when you consider how brutal his journey to the NHL was. In his draft year, he was touted to be a rugged, impactful defenseman with smooth skating skills and a knack for playing both ends of the ice adeptly. Praised for his ability to orchestrate plays with the composure of a seasoned NHL veteran, he was selected 26th overall by the Montreal Canadiens in 2015. 3 years later, he scored his first career goal in just his 5th game in the NHL. However, fate took a sharp turn on November 19, 2018, when he suffered not 1 but 2 pucks to the face, resulting in a facial fracture that abruptly removed him from his hard-earned spot in the Canadiens lineup. Unfortunately, his ordeal was far from over. Despite the fracture healing as expected, he began to grapple with persistent headaches and even issues with his vision. After nearly a year of rehabilitation, he received medical clearance to resume play in October of 2019. His return, however, was brief, limited to just 13 games with the Canadiens' AHL affiliate, the Laval Rocket, and doubts about the future of his career began to surface. On January 11, 2021, he found a new opportunity when claimed off waivers by the Florida Panthers, yet his stint with the Panthers was fleeting as well, appearing in only 4 NHL games before being traded to his hometown team, the Vancouver Canucks, a mere 8 months later. His initial years with the Canucks were challenging, spending the majority of his time with their AHL affiliate in Abbotsford. However, at the start of the 2023-2024 season, he secured a spot as the team's 7th defenseman, and when Carson Soucy was sidelined with a long-term injury, he seized the opportunity to prove himself worthy of an NHL roster spot. Nearly a decade after being drafted and a grueling 6-year journey fraught with setbacks, he had finally cemented his status as an NHL player. And now, with Filip Hronek out for 8 weeks with an injury, Juulsen has stepped up again and, in my opinion, is currently playing the best hockey of his NHL career. But his highlights aren't quite like Quinn Hughes' highlights. You're not going to see too many Juulsen spinoramas. It's the little things he does, like this breakout for example. He looks confident with the puck in a way I haven't seen from him before, at least not at this level of consistency. And as I mentioned in the last video, he's also been a beast on the penalty kill too. As long as he's playing like this, he'll be in the lineup for a long time. Oh, and he's also not afraid to break bones mid-game as well. When he eventually scores his first goal of the season, we gotta go absolutely apeshit, okay? Anyway, Vancouver tied it up with a minute left in the second period thanks to a bizarre decision by Blue Jackets goalie Elvis Merzlikins to leave his crease and race for the puck. I've watched this play from every angle and still can't figure out why he thought this was necessary. Zach Werenski was clearly going to beat Teddy Blueger to the puck, no question about it. I don't know what he was thinking. I do have a theory though. Considering the Canucks had an embarrassingly low shot total through the first 2/3 of the game, it's possible Elvis was just bored and wanted to get involved, but who knows why he did it. One thing's for sure though, this will be one of the easiest goals Kiefer Sherwood will score all season. 2-2, tie game. And things kept getting better for Vancouver in the third period. First, it was Connor Garland setting Pius Suter up for his 10th goal of the year. Quick reminder, Suter's never scored more than 15 goals in a single season. He's having himself quite the year so far. 3-2 Canucks. Then, Quinn Hughes drew a penalty and notched an assist on the ensuing power play thanks to yet another goal from Jake DeBrusk, 4-2 Vancouver. And finally, with 2 minutes remaining in the game, the Blue Jackets pulled their goalie for the extra attacker, but before they could get anything going, Pius Suter scored his 2nd goal of the game and the Canucks won 5-2. Shout out to all the geniuses who predicted the score of this one right, and special shout out to channel member Calvin Charlie 999 and one of the winners of last season's predictions, Nuclear Groudon. Good job. Now, on to Game 26 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It didn't take long for me to start pulling my hair out because less than a minute into this one, Quinn Hughes was high-sticked by Lightning forward Brandon Hagel and was forced to leave the game with an injury. Now, Hagel was handed a 4-minute double minor, but without Hughes on the ice, the Canucks power play looked neutered and nothing came from it. But then, 15 minutes later, wearing a bubble visor helmet, Captain Quinn was back on the ice and ready to wreak havoc.
Hughes backhanded, scores!
What a f***ing goal. Quinn Hughes is so damn dominant right now, and he keeps getting better. I genuinely don't understand how that's possible. How good is this guy gonna get? Look at this! Jake Guentzel is one of the best wingers in the league, and Hughes is making him look silly. It is a wonderful time to be a Canucks fan right now. 1-0 Vancouver.
They score. Kucherov with a wide open net. Point. Shoots. Scores.
Okay, yeah. The Lightning scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to take the lead. 2-1 Tampa Bay. This is when my body really started to tense up. I'm serious. I was practically a statue on my couch. I knew I needed to take a relaxing break, so I called up my buddies over at KNEAD Massage Studio and scheduled a wonderful full-body massage. That's right, the sponsor of today's video is KNEAD. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., KNEAD's team of massage therapists offer head-to-toe massage services in a serene and soothing space designed for relaxation. There's a reason this place was voted Vancouver's best massage therapy clinic by the Georgia Straight in 2024. And guess what? They've got a special offer just for us knuckheads. If you click the top link in the description of this video and use the code KNUCK10 when booking your appointment, KNEAD will give you 10% off your foot or body massage excluding RMT services. Located at 637 East 15th Avenue, KNEAD is the place to heal, recover, and disconnect. So do yourself a favor and click the top link in the description of this video and use code KNUCK10 for 10% off your foot or body massage. And hey, if you're like me and still looking for that perfect gift to give this holiday season, well, you're welcome, because I just found it for you. Click the link in the description to book now, and remember, use code KNUCK10 for 10% off. Anyway, the Lightning were getting pretty fed up with Quinn Hughes. I mean, think about it. You work your whole life to be the best at what you do, only to get dummied on live television by this guy? I'd be mad too. The only problem is, Quinn is so damn slippery, it's next to impossible to catch him with a clean hit, so if you want to get him, you're probably going to end up in the penalty box. By the way, this kid's name is Connor Geekie. Just so you know. The Canucks failed to score on that power play, and on Geekie's next shift, Hughes danced around him like he was a pole at a strip club, creating yet another scoring chance out of thin air. Then Victor Hedman gave the puck away behind his own net, and afterward asked Quinn Hughes for some defending advice. But before he could implement it, Kiefer Sherwood came flying in and bashed him into the boards and then scored the tying goal.
Myers centers, Sherwood scores!
It was crazy. 2-2, tie game. But then in the third period, the Canucks got called for too many men on the ice and Tampa Bay scored on the power play. It was Jake Guentzel. 3-2 Tampa Bay. By the way, Noah Juulsen was solid in this game as well. He was making smart defensive plays with the puck in his own zone. He was involved physically. In fact, he injured one of Tampa's better players, Anthony Cirelli, which is something you never want to see, but still, what a hit. And if it weren't for Andrei Vasilevskiy, he may have even tied the game with his first goal of the season late in the third period. Damn, that would have been nice. With a couple minutes left in the third period, still down by 1 goal, Vancouver pulled Lankinen for the extra attacker, and Suter had a great chance to tie the game, but Vasilevskiy made another great save, and Braden Point scored on the empty net, and the Lightning won 4-2, but whatever. Who cares? Now, on to Game 27 against the St. Louis Blues. Oh, and no big deal or anything, but Thatcher Demko is back! It's been 233 days! Yeah! No! Okay, false alarm. He's fine. He's fine. Despite this being his first game in 233 days, Demko looked pretty solid out there. In fact, he made a handful of crucial saves in the first period to keep the score locked at 0s until Connor Garland and Dakota Joshua teamed up to put one on the board for Vancouver. By the way, that was Joshua's first goal of the season, and hopefully the first of many more to come because he was such an essential part of the Canucks' success last season, and they need him scoring if they want to win more games. 1-0 Vancouver. The Blues scored a minute later. 1-1. But then, Elias Pettersson drew a penalty, giving the Canucks the first power play of the game, and the Blues scored shorthanded. 2-1 St. Louis. And then, here's a funny example of what some people call Canuck luck. Soucy gets called for cross-checking. Totally fair penalty, honestly. I have no complaints with that. And the Canucks killed it off. Beautiful. But then, Besser gets called for tripping. Terrible call! Which is fine, the refs make mistakes, but terrible call! And obviously, the Blues score on that power play. Yeah, 3-1 St. Louis. Now, the NHL's refereeing system is kind of weird because they don't allow coaches to challenge minor penalties, so if there's a bad call, you just have to live with it. If they were able to challenge minor penalties, I think it would be fair to assume that Rick Tocchet probably would have challenged that call against Besser and it would have been overturned, but they don't allow that for some reason. Instead, the way they make up for missed calls or bad calls is by calling another bad call on the other team. And that's what they did here, and luckily the Canucks were able to take advantage of that thanks to this goal by Elias Pettersson on the ensuing power play. It's a weird system, but it's all even now, so no complaining about the referees, Canucks fans, at least not this game. 3-2 St. Louis. The third period was an eventful one. It started with this great save by Demko, and then this amazing save by Demko. He already looks this good now. Imagine once he's got a couple games under his belt. Jeez. Then Mark Friedman, who was playing his first game of the season, took a puck to the face, but he was okay because he's tough as nails. Then Garland drew a penalty, and on the ensuing power play, Pettersson beat the Blues goalie, but not the crossbar, and the Canucks stayed down by 1. Max Sasson had an amazing chance to tie the game with his first career goal, but Joel Hofer was able to make the save. And then Vancouver pulled Demko for the extra attacker, allowing for this to happen.
Pass comes to Besser, takes a look, trying to feed Pettersson, and he will take out a skate, now DeBrusk scores!
Jake DeBrusk ties the game with his 13th goal of the season, and for the 4th time in the last 6 games, the Canucks were headed to 3-on-3 overtime. Dylan Holloway scored. The Blues won. Now, on to Game 28 against the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. Oh, and no big deal or anything, but JT Miller is back! Yes! More about him later though, because first, we gotta talk about this guy.
Hey, my name is Max Sasson.
Yeah, that's right. His name is pronounced Sasson. Not Sasson, not Sasson, Sasson. Do not believe anybody who tries to tell you otherwise. Anyway, the first period ended with Vancouver up 2-0 thanks to 2 great plays by Max Sasson. First, he set Carson Couture up in the slot and he ripped home his first of the season to put the Canucks up 1-0. And then later in the period, Sasson made another great heads-up pass, so nice in fact that all Danton Heinen had to do was stand still and let it deflect off him into the net. 2-0 Canucks. Don't plan the parade yet, but Sasson's got 4 points in his first 9 career games and looks pretty confident out there. Love to say I told you so. Mark Friedman was in the lineup for the 2nd game in a row, and he was perfect in this one. He did exactly what you want to see from him. He crushed bones, stared people down, and overall pissed the Panthers off. You love to see it. Now, the big question, how did JT Miller play? Well, pretty damn good considering he missed the last 10 games. It'll take a game or 2 for him to get back to full power, but still, that didn't stop him from assisting on the next 2 goals for the Canucks. 1 for Besser, and 1 for Jake DeBrusk. 4-0 Vancouver. And if you're confused by that score, specifically the part about the Panthers having no goals, well, don't worry, because I can explain it in 2 beautiful words. Kevin Lankinen. One more time. Kevin Lankinen! Yeah, Kevin Lank the Tank Lankinen stopped all 27 shots Florida threw at him, earning his league-leading 3rd shutout of the season, and the Canucks won 4-0, improving their record to 15-8-5, which is good enough for 3rd in the Pacific Division, 5th in the Western Conference, and 10th in the entire league. Nice. Comment your score predictions for the next 2 games against the Boston Bruins and the Colorado Avalanche. I'll be shouting out everybody who gets it right in the next video. Thanks to these killer knuckheads for clicking the join button and becoming members of the channel. Thank you for watching. Oh, and use code KNUCK10 for 10% off your foot or body massage over at KNEAD Massage Studio. All right? Do it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Let's go in here! If you liked what you just watched and want to keep watching my content, I've picked 2 more videos that I think you're gonna like, so click one of them. But it's okay, if you want to go watch Mr. Beast or something, go ahead. It's fine with me. It's not like a bear is gonna enter my living room and start attacking me. What the fuck?